As you can see today, we are going to be doing a little review with integer operations. Remember, integer operations are finding solutions to expressions that have positive and negative numbers in them. I have on the form included a synopsis and writing, but I also wanted to go through some of the models that you used in 7th grade to solve adding and subtracting problems when it comes to integers. So when I look at the first one, this says that I want to take -3 and add -4. One of the models that you used in 7th grade was to use positive and negative little tiles, if you remember those. So if I were to represent this with the tiles or with positive and negative number, or positive and negative signs, this would be -3 plus -4. And when I look at that, there is 3 negatives and 4 negatives, so the answer to this is going to be there's a total of 7 negative signs, so it'd be -7. Could also do this on a number line. So here's my 0. Here's -3, and this is really saying add -4. So I'm going to go backwards 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which would take me to -7. Okay? Same thing with here. Now I'm going to be adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negative signs, so I'm representing that with 5 negative signs. And this says to add 9 positive signs. Now notice when I'm adding the positive signs, I'm lining them up with the negatives because those make 0 pairs. And then I still have, I've only used 5 of my 9, so I need 4 more of those. So this is 0, this is 0, 0, 0, and 0. So what I'm left with is 4 positive signs. And the rules say when I'm adding, if the signs are the same, I can just add those. Well, 3 plus 4 is equal to 7, and it's going to be negative because they're just negative signs. And the reason that works is because there's 3 negatives and 4 negative signs, so combining those makes 7 negatives. It also says if the signs are different that you're going to subtract these two, and this is the reason that you subtract them to the two, is because when you're matching those up, you are making 0 pairs, and what's ever left over is going to be your answer. Now, because there was positives left over, that means your answer would be positive. Okay? On a number line, you could start here at -5. And here's 0. Now, to get to 0, I would add 5, and then I'm going to add 4 more. So 0 plus 4 would get me to +4. Okay? All right. The rules also say then when you go to subtracting now, what we do is we change these to adding problems. Subtraction is the same as adding the opposite. So this problem becomes -3 plus -4. And if you notice, that's the same problem as that adding problem. And again, you could use either one of those models. So my answer to this would be -7. And the same with this one. Again, this is going to be -5. I'm going to change my subtraction to an adding, but then I got to take the opposite of -9, which would be +9, which is going to get me to 4 as well. Okay? Just a little review. Remember that you can always use either of these models. You know, when you get into bigger numbers, you say, you know, if you had 100 plus a -140, you're not going to want to do all this, but this should give you visualization, knowing that I have less negatives than positives, so my answer is going to be positive. And I have all negatives, so when I add those together, it's going to be all negative. When it comes to subtracting, if I were to make a number line of this, the original problem, here I'm at 0, and I'm at -3, and this says to subtract 4. Subtraction goes this way, so that's going to get me to -7. In the same way with this one, if I'm here at -5, well, subtraction normally goes this way, but because I'm subtracting a negative, it changes direction, so I would add 9 this way. So this is my 5, and then my 4, that's a 0, gets me to 4. Okay.